Last night was cold. Um, we left the Avenue of the Gods up in the, I guess you could call it mountain area, where it was pretty hot, pretty warm, and I was hoping to make it to Eureka, but Google Maps kind of led me on a crazy route through some really tough climbs, some of the toughest I've had so far, and dropped me kind of down into dairy land, dairy farms, about 20 miles away from Eureka, and it started getting dark. So I passed this farm beautiful place. It's for sale. Nobody's living here, but it's being maintained, and you can tell there's been a lot of work done on it. So it was last night. There was a really cold breeze and a fog or a mist because we are getting closer to the ocean. So it was just extremely cold. So I just pulled in here and just parked next to this building. Looks like a guest house almost, or an office or some sort of, it's got kind of a garage. That may be what it is, just the garage, but and wrapped the dogs up, and I just sat there. I didn't want to set up the tent or anything, that would be too much, draw too much attention, and so I'm hoping the sun will kind of come out soon and burn through this wet, dewy mist, and make it to Eureka today. 20 miles, should be able to do it. I know I should have checked a little more, done a little more research before just trusting what Google Maps said the best cyclist route would be. Because I could have just stayed on the 101 and probably been there by now. But we're going to get on the road soon. I'm not sure what town we are in. I know when we got off the 101, the town was called Rio del, and that was probably 10 miles away, I think, or from here. But I'm gonna get on the road, and whoever owns this property, thank you. Didn't touch anything, just sat here all night, and hope your property sells and you get whatever your asking price is. It's very nice with the barn and the house and the garage, and I'm sure there's some land with it. So thanks for letting me sit next to this building and try to stay warm. Well, today as we head into Eureka, which is probably still about 18 miles away, going through a lot of dairy country. Very beautiful, green, lush, moist. The cows seem to be pretty happy, so it's kind of a nice ride. Something different from the highway. Gonna wait for this sprinkler to go around so I don't get sprayed. But very very not overcast, I guess. I don't know what this would be, a fog or a mist. Since we're pretty close to the ocean, but I just love all this, how green it is and how cool it is compared to yesterday up in the trees, up in the redwoods. But you know, if you're gonna have a dairy farm or dairy farms, I like that the cows are out grazing. You know, I've seen some dairy farms where they're just packed in big pens and, you know, they're just fed hay or something. Here they're eating, they're just grazing, and these are of course dairy cows. And they seem to have a pretty leisurely life. Eat and make milk. Looks like a lot of small farms, kind of, or, you know, I don't see any really big, huge dairies or farms. So this bridge, it's an old bridge, narrow, 1911 built. So since it's too narrow, you know, for a bike lane or shoulder, they've got a button to push for bikes, which is kind of nice. You don't usually see this on these narrow bridges, these old narrow bridges out in the middle of nowhere. So it's kind of a nice touch. So we are going to cross. I'm letting some of the heavier traffic pass first though. I see some trucks coming up behind, just to be courteous. All right, let's push this button and see if it works. Yep, here we go. (1911) this bridge. It is a long bridge. Going over the Eel River. Last week I've crossed this river many times, the Eel River. much traffic had built up behind me. So I had hoped to find a little diner or cafe, get some breakfast, but it looks like the only place here in town is closed. Fernbridge Market, Ridgetop Cafe, and Coffee Barn. So we'll have to look somewhere else. Eureka! 28,606. Elevation 44. This should be our where we're gonna kind of stock up. Stock up on supplies, take care of things, kind of get ready for the big push into Oregon. The dogs are getting a little antsy. They know we're coming into town. They want out. We're gonna look for some place to eat first, though. I'm famished. Yesterday took a lot out of me. We stealth camped. I need something to eat. See if we can find a decent restaurant or deli or someplace. Maybe a cup of coffee also sounds good. It's nice to be back on the coast. So the dogs are revolting back there. I'm going to find a place to pull over and give them a break. Let them go for a little walk.